This episode of After the Quiet contains personal experiences and discussions related to emotional abuse, coercive control, manipulation, self-worth, and relationship trauma. Some content may be distressing or triggering for listeners. Hi, and welcome back to After the Quiet. This is episode 69. Today's episode is about a moment that should have been nothing but joyful. A moment that should have made me feel loved, valued, honored. Instead, it became another example of how uncomfortable he was whenever something good happened to me. One afternoon, we had family and friends gathered at the house. Dinner had wrapped up. Everyone was relaxed, talking, laughing, getting ready for dessert. And then, something unexpected happened. His cousin's daughter came and sat beside me. She looked nervous, excited, and her mom walked toward the table carrying a cake. The cake had a microphone on it, which was perfect, because this girl and I loved singing karaoke together. And written on the cake were the words, "Will you be my sponsor?" I immediately burst into tears. Of course I said yes. I was overwhelmed. Not because it was a huge public gesture, but because of what it meant. She chose me. Out of all the people in her life, she chose me. And I can't fully explain why that meant so much. I had never been asked to be someone's godmother. I had only been maid of honor at my siblings' weddings, but honestly, those things almost felt expected. But this was different. This was a young woman choosing me because she wanted me there. Because she trusted me. Because she valued our relationship. And I felt incredibly honored. It remains one of the most meaningful gifts anyone has ever given me. But while everyone else was celebrating, he wasn't. Almost immediately, the question started. Why would she pick you? I don't understand. You're not even family. And I remember feeling confused. Because why couldn't he just be happy for me? Why couldn't this simply be a nice moment? Why did everything have to become an interrogation? Looking back now, I realized something. The actual confirmation wasn't the problem. The problem was that I had been chosen. The problem was that someone saw value in me. The problem was that this had absolutely nothing to do with him. And that bothered him. From that day until the confirmation itself, he continued making comments. He repeatedly told me I shouldn't have accepted, that someone else should have done it, that it didn't make sense. And every time he said it, it chipped away at my excitement. That's what emotional abuse often looks like. People imagine screaming, insults, huge dramatic moments. But sometimes it's simply someone taking a beautiful moment and poisoning it slowly. making you question whether you're worthy of something good, making you feel guilty for being chosen, making you feel selfish for accepting an honor. Thankfully, there was someone who saw exactly what was happening. Her mother. The same cousin's wife who had encouraged me to stand my ground when I wanted to attend the concert from episode 65. The same woman who constantly reminded me that my feelings mattered too. She kept encouraging me. She told me not to back down, not to apologize, not to diminish myself. And honestly, I needed that. Because by then, I had become very good at making myself smaller, very good at declining opportunities, very good at stepping aside. And she wouldn't let me do that. As part of being a sponsor, I had to attend a meeting at the church before the confirmation. And even then, the lack of support continued. He wouldn't even come with me. Not because he was busy, not because he had another commitment. He simply didn't want to. So I drove myself there with the children. His cousin's wife watched the kids for me while I attended the meeting. And once again, the person supporting me wasn't my husband. It was someone else. Someone who believed I deserved this opportunity. Someone who was proud of me. Looking back now, one of the things I notice over and over is this pattern. The people around me celebrating me, encouraging me, supporting me, and he was doing the opposite. At work, I was valued. By friends, I was valued. By students and families, I was valued. And now this young woman was honoring me in one of the most meaningful ways possible. Yet, the one person who was supposed to love me most couldn't simply say, "I'm proud of you." Because I think deep down, any reminder that I mattered outside of him made him feel uncomfortable. Any sign that other people appreciated me, respected me, loved me, threatened the version of myself that he wanted me to believe. The version that wasn't good enough. The version that always needed his approval. But this young woman didn't see me that way. She saw someone she trusted, someone she admired, someone she wanted standing beside her during an important milestone in her life. And years later, that still means the world to me. Because sometimes the people who help us see our worth are the very people who unintentionally expose how little we are valued elsewhere. And maybe that's why this bothered him so much. Because for one brief moment, I wasn't questioning my worth. I knew it. Thanks for listening to After the Quiet. Please remember to subscribe to this podcast and share it with others who might need to hear my story. And also join me on Instagram at after.the.quiet. If you recognize parts of my story in your own, please reach out to someone who can give you support, or look for that support in your community. You are not weak for needing help. You are human. Your voice deserves to be heard.